How come coaches haven't been hired yet? Is this just are we waiting to see if Missoula doesn't make the finals? Is that what's happening, or what?
I'm not buying that theory at this point. The teams that are looking for coaches have made it clear they're going to be methodical with this. I was talking to someone in Phoenix just the other day who said their coaching list was as many as 10 people were on that list. These teams, Milwaukee, Phoenix, Toronto, Philadelphia, they want to make sure they get it right. And maybe that comes at the risk of losing out on their top candidate, because there are some really, really strong coaching candidates out there. But I don't think it's about waiting to see what happens with Joe Mazzulla in Boston. I think it's more about these teams not ready to make a final call.
Interesting. Have we, because of, let's just put it this way, Steve Kerr is Steve Kerr, but guys who haven't really done it and played it and then became a head coach, are we through that cycle because nobody's really stuck on that front yet? Or because it seems like the strong candidates you're talking about are guys that have grinded it out, or even Sam Cassell's been on an assistant's bench forever and a day, former NBA champion head coaches, or is there going to be just some guy who's never done it before, dynamite player, given the chance to be an HC in the
No,
NBA?
I think that I don't say those days are over, but at least for this cycle, it's probably not going to be in the mix. I don't think there is a candidate like that that's in the mix right now. I mean,
Okay.
a guy like Steve Nash, who was a surprise hire in Brooklyn, at least he's got a couple of years under his belt with the Nets if he winds up getting a job, whether it's Toronto or somewhere else. The coaches that are in the mix right now are proven commodities. Nick Nurse has won a championship. Mike Budenholzer has won a championship. Doc Rivers has won a championship. Frank Vogel has won a championship. So there are top-level coaches with championship pedigree. Right now, it's about finding the right fit for each one of these situations. Like if you're Philadelphia and you're building this team out for the next 5 years around Joel Embiid, who makes the most sense for you? What kind of coach and what kind of style makes the most sense for you? Same thing with Milwaukee and Giannis. Same thing with Phoenix and Kevin Durant. You've got to find a coach whose philosophies line up with the talent of your players. I do find it funny, like Doc Rivers reportedly interviewing in Phoenix. Like, does Doc want a break? Like, do you want to just I understand Phoenix is an attractive coaching job, but Doc went from Boston straight to the Clippers. Like a week after he left the Clippers, straight to Philadelphia. Like Doc would be great on TV. Like with Doc not, I think he has 2 years left on his Sixers contract, so he's going to get paid. Doc loves playing golf. Maybe take a year off, and
I think he loves coaching.
He obviously does.
You know how these coaches are in any sport.
It's a long time to be coaching. Like he took over the Celtics, I want to say in 2005, right, maybe. And he's coaching all the way to 2023 in 3 different cities.
Oh, he'd have a TV job in 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
He could choose it.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
I get it. And he could just sit there and have probably no offset and just. But if you can coach Kevin Durant, I mean, isn't that the end of that?
I don't know if Phoenix is a great job though.
So which is the best job?
Look,
do you think?
I mean, Milwaukee on paper is the best job because Milwaukee will have Giannis for at least the next couple of years.
Right.
If they spend the money, and I'm sure that's a conversation every coach that goes into that Bucks interview is asking. They'll bring back Brook Lopez. They'll bring back all the key guys that they've got. Chris Middleton. They'll bring back those guys and give themselves a chance to be the number 1 seed next year and a co-favorite to win the championship. So Milwaukee right now, for at least the next couple of years, is probably the best job out there.
So why do you say the Suns Phoenix isn't a good job? Is that because Ishbia was?
No, Ishbia's fine. I went to Phoenix and I sat in his office with him for an hour and we talked for a while. And I love his enthusiasm and I think he's good for the NBA. But look, the reality is he pushed all his chips in to get Kevin Durant when maybe you didn't have to, right? Like Kevin Durant, after Kyrie Irving asked out and was traded, was going to get traded at some point, whether it was before the deadline or this offseason. And Phoenix was always going to be kind of in a pole position there because Kevin Durant wanted to play in Phoenix. But Ishbia just took over the team, wanted to make a deal, got it done, and made sure that deal happened. Then he fires Monty Williams, and that was a Matt Ishbia production there. And look, say what you want about Monty, but he got the team to the finals a couple of years ago, and last year they won 64 games. He was coach of the year. So I don't know that it's about Matt Ishbia as much as it's about that team might have a ceiling. Like Kevin Durant is still Kevin Durant, but he's 34 years old. He'll be 35 next year. Chris Paul, what's he going to look like next season? Devin Booker is great, but they also need to fill in the roster around these guys and don't have a lot of trade equity or a lot of cap space to go out there and do it. So as interesting as the Suns' job might be, I don't know if over the next 2 or 3 years it's the best one out there.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.